Let's get on our feet. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in, a really big one, like a good one, a big one. And then let it out with a sound, just like a, yeah, just like a sigh. And then just like shake it off. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I woke up feeling like I had something to shake off. Yeah. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, shake it off. Like shake your legs, shake your booty, shake your chest, shake your shoulders, shake your head. I'm setting you up for a willingness to do silly things, right? I'm seeing how willing you are right now. Some of you won't shake. We come here to move and breathe. That is how yoga works. It is about transformation, and the transformation happens because of the movement and the breath. And all of the magic and all of the power behind that comes from your intention with your practice. So right now in this moment, as you bring yourself into Tadasana, bring yourself to the top of the mat, bring your feet together, check in with yourself. I want you to think for a moment about the thousands of years that this practice has been happening on this planet. I want you to think about the generations and generations and generations before that have been doing this practice. Know that the minute you step on your mat today, you carry forth all of that. We are the yoga practice of today. And we carry forth the generations of people that have been doing this amazing tradition for thousands of years. How blessed are we that it has continued, and it will continue. If we continue to show up, if we continue to transform, if we are willing to show up and do the work on the mat. What an honor, huh? You thought you were just coming out to the park to see your friends and move a little. You didn't realize the magnitude of what happens because you step on the mat and decide to breathe and move. As each and every one of us grows, as each one of us takes a sense of responsibility for ourselves, for our hearts, for our minds, for our bodies, we are carving a path for others. And so I don't take this lightly. I think it's fun. If it wasn't fun, I don't think I could be doing it all this time. But there's so much more. So when you move today, I want you to think about what it is that you came in with. What are you carrying right forward, right here, right now, in this moment? What will happen while we're here? What will you cultivate? Where is your mind? Where is your heart? What is it that you're doing with your yoga today? Are you releasing stress? Are you healing something in you? Are you offering it up for somebody else? What is it that you do today? That totally is up to you. Certainly not for me to decide, but for me to open up the opportunity for you to figure out what it is that you do with your yoga. And then the most beautiful part is that we will walk out of this park and we will carry it forward. So right now in this moment, let's breathe and reach. Let's take our arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. It won't take long for you to feel it. Inhale, arms reach, breath and movement. It already feels good. Bring it right into your heart. Inhale, reach. As you reach your arms to the sky, feel your feet on the ground. This time, forward fold. Fold in gently. Start to feel the sensations. Careful. Come halfway up on the in-breath. Fingers on the shins. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold in. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. And then fold in deeply. On this one, come all the way to standing. Lift your head, lift your heart. Start to reach those arms high. And then exhale, bring it right into your heart center. What is it that we are going to do today? Each and every one of us individually. Imagine that, the collective energy of that. Each of us doing our own work together. Take a breath, inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, fold in low this time, a little deeper. Come up halfway, lift your chest, and then take your right leg and step to the back of your mat. Stay on your toes, please keep your hands on the mat. And start to pull your legs into your hip sockets. So don't think about the stretch. Don't pull everything apart. Squeeze your feet toward each other. Draw your leg bones into your hip sockets. And then with the best of your ability, bring your left hip back and your right hip forward just a little bit. And now, if you can, keep your legs where they are. Keep that right knee lifted, but drop your hips lower. Right, just sink in there just a little bit. With your hips dropping, lift your chest and your gaze a little forward. Something just happened. All of a sudden, you are in your body. Pay attention. Don't let your mind wander. Stay right here in this moment. Take one more breath. And then simply step your left foot back to meet your right. You're in plank pose. Breathe in. And then lift your hips and move into down dog. Just stretch back. Really good. Inhale, come forward to plank, just warming up the shoulders and the chest, feeling the belly draw into the spine, and then lift your hips and go back into downward facing dog. Gently touching into the hamstrings, maybe a little press through the heels. One more time, inhale, come forward into plank, feel everything work, feel all of the muscles supporting, and then exhale, lower down slowly. Oh, you guys are in habit already. Take it to your belly. Inhale for cobra pose. Exhale, release. We're going to break it down. Everybody back down on the belly. Lift your hands an inch. Just your hands. Lift your hands about an inch off the mat so you're not using them. And squeeze your elbows together. You can feel your upper back start to contract. Now push your hips into the floor. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. And then start to lift your chest. So the feet are not flying up behind you. Yeah, we're not squeezing our booty. This is about your back muscles. This is about really strengthening your back and giving yourself a little bit of extension. So we ground the legs, we ground the hips, and we start to lift the spine. Now, put your hands down and just enhance the work. Like give yourself a little boost. Can you feel how amazing that is? Bhujangasana. The cobra pose. Take one more breath right there. Exhale, feel your body, let it go as you soften. And then tuck your toes and go back to downward facing dog. Give me one big inhale right here in down dog. One big giant in breath. Open mouth, make a sound, out breath. Good. Come forward into plank. Inhale. Lower to your belly on the exhale. Show me cobra again in the finest expression that you have, everything you just learned. And then exhale, release, and go back to down dog. That's the way we do it. Take one breath here, and then walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. That's it. Lift halfway on the in-breath, fold deeply on the out-breath, and with a flat back, rise all the way up. Just all the way up, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands come right into your heart. Let's play on the other side. Inhale, arms reach. Every movement, every breath matters. Exhale, fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Now, just the left foot takes a step back. Keep your fingers on the floor. Stay on your left toes. And we're going to build some integration here. So, I want you to keep that left knee straight. I want you to make sure your right foot is flat. So you want to maybe move that right foot a little forward if you need to. We never want to have our knee in front of our toes. That's it. And then the leg bones start to pull into the hip sockets. Feel it. You can feel it. It's like your feet are squeezing toward each other on the mat. Good. Now, hips drop in just a touch. Not the knee dropping, the hips dropping. Last finishing touch. Chest up, eyes up. Welcome to your body. Welcome to your body, working as a team, all the muscles working. Take a breath. Plant your hands flat. Step back to plank and lower. Nice. Inhale for cobra. Do it nice, gentle. You know where the actions are coming from. Exhale, release, go into downward facing dog. So we're starting to flow. Take one good deep breath in. As you exhale, look forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on your inhale, folding deeply, exhale. And then with a flat back, come all the way to standing. Lift your head and your chest, start to reach your arms high. Exhale, hands come right to the heart. Putting it all together, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Go to plank and lower on the out-breath. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay there for 3 breaths this time. Spread your fingers wide. I want big, giant handprints. I want you to push your hands into the floor so you feel your pose move back. As you move back, lift your hips. Use the front of your thighs to push your leg bones into the back of your thighs. Imagine that. Yes, you can do that. Give me one more inhale. As you exhale, look forward. Bring your feet to the top of the mat. Halfway up on the inhale, folding deeply, exhale. Flat back rise all the way to standing, reach high, and then hands to heart center. I think we've got it. Inhale, arms reach. We're going to turn it up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Lift halfway on the in-breath. Just like before, step back and lower. We're going to finish this vinyasa and then move into some standing work. Inhale for cobra. Exhale your way back to downward facing dog, and then step your right foot forward, your left foot flat, and come up for warrior one. Warrior one, we face forward, chest forward. We're going to try to do some of the same work. We're going to ground our feet, but let the feet pull toward each other. It's like the leg bones are pulling into the hip sockets. That's it. If it's possible, can you draw your tailbone down just a little so your hip bones lift? It's going to make a very little subtle change, but the sensations are really going to come up. And then right hip back, left hip forward, just a little bit more. It's all happening beautifully. Now, as you begin to really fully express the pose, I want you to pull from the pit of your belly all the way to your fingertips. And as you reach up, just courageously start to bend your right knee. The warrior in you. Chest plate forward, full of passion, holding your ground, everything you are in this moment. Take a breath, and then exhale, let's flow. Hands go down. Step back lightly, lower slowly. I like how you're moving. Mindful movement. Honoring the practice. Yes. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. Virabhadrasana 1. Ground your feet, activate your legs. Start to notice the angles in your pelvis. When the front of that right hip is tight, you want to stick your booty out to get out of there. You don't want to pull on it. So I'm asking you to draw the tailbone down, to draw the hip points up and square just a little bit. And it's nuanced, you know what I mean? Like not everybody does that the same way. It really helps to keep the feet grounded as you try to move your hips so that you create tension. Right? You can feel the stretch. Now reach up a little more. I want it to come from the pit of the belly. Literally your abdominal wall starts at the pubis bone. It goes to the sternum. Can you lengthen that? Yes. Reach a little higher and then bravely just bend into the front knee. That's it. Touch it. Breathe. And then let it go. Hands to the floor. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Move with your breath. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And give me one more clearing breath. Big inhale, let me hear you. Oh, yes. A little tension release. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. As you walk your hands back, your feet should be hip distance apart. Bend your knees 90 degrees, please. That means you drop your hips low and reach your arms forward. Oh, I like that a lot. That looks really good. Gaze to the front edge of your mat. That'll keep the back of your neck long. If you're looking up, your back of your neck is probably crunching. If you can feel the skin on the back of your neck folding, then you probably need to drop your gaze. Yeah, think about that. Now, really heavy in the heels and the toes. Get those toes grounded so you can pull your hips back and your chest forward. Everything you do matters. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, yeah? I didn't make that up, right? Take a breath and then forward fold. It is a universal truth. Now, bend your knees, tuck your tailbone and your chin, and roll up slowly, really, really gently. Take care of yourself. Feel it, one vertebra at a time, totally supported by the musculature. Ground into your feet as you lift your head. Welcome to your body. Inhale, arms reach. Good, take your arms out to the sides, and then soften your knees. As you soften your knees, can you draw your tailbone down just a little bit? And then lift your right knee to your chest. Right like that. Yep. Lift that knee high and then sit nice and low in the left one. Yeah, get down. Get down. Yeah, that's it. And then no drama. Put your foot back down. Reach up, inhale. And then do it on the other side. Arms out to the side. Left knee comes up to the chest. As much as you're pulling that knee up, you're sinking down into the right. It's an up and a down. Your brain has the ability to get both of those things to happen. Focus. Sit a little lower. I want you to get down. That's it. And then put your feet on the floor, reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Something's starting to happen. Inhale, look forward. Let's walk our hands to the top of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in plank, and then exhale, lower yourself slowly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. So my guess is that heat is starting to happen. Yeah? Okay. Right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. Show me warrior one. One breath. Give me the most full expression of the pose. And then exhale, flow it right back out. Hands down, step back, and lower. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back to down dog. Do it on the other side. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. You've got one breath. Rise. Give me the most beautiful warrior you can do. And then exhale, bring it right back down. So we are moving and breathing and flowing and expressing. Yes, this is where the magic happens. Find your way back to down dog and breathe. Breath and movement. Breath and movement. So the only ingredient that I have not spoken about recently is your intention, and that's because it's yours. This is a moment where you get to remember. Let's take one more breath. Remember why you're here, what it is your yoga does, and then look at your hands. Bring both feet to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Feet are together in this pose. The heels stay flat, but you drop your hips and you reach your chest high. Good. Now, drop your arms by your sides. See if you can sit a little lower, lift the chest a little higher, and then bring your hands together at your heart. Now, I want you to lift your hands up by your face and squeeze your elbows together. Now, it's that moment that the elbows squeeze that sometimes the tailbone starts to stick out. I want you to draw the tailbone down. Keep drawing the tailbone down, keep lifting the elbows up, and breathe. Yeah, not your happiest moment, but it's a powerful moment. Take one more breath, sit in because you can, and then come to standing. Reach high. Yes. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Getting in the rhythm, inhale, cobra. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Now, come into warrior one. Right foot steps up, left foot turns in. Rise up on the inhale, facing forward. I like it. Good. Now, keep reaching those arms up. Keep feeling that back foot ground. And then fold halfway. As your body weight goes forward, keep that back foot grounded on the mat. I want you to feel that push and that pull. There's something happening to keep that back foot active. Yeah, you can feel that. Now, pivot up on the back toes And then push off your toes and come up to balance on the front leg. Now that back leg, even though it's in the air, it's still working. Can you feel it? Even though it's in the air, it's still working. Push through that back heel. Good, no drama. Feet together, stand tall, reach for the sky. Yep, you've got it. Exhale, forward fold. Let's keep moving. Halfway up, inhale with a smile. Go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Nicely done. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right, take your time. Build the most beautiful warrior pose. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in flat. It's familiar. You have time to find all of the nuances. That's it. Now keep that back foot grounded. Keep reaching really long through your body and your arms, and then fold halfway. That's it, fold halfway. Can you feel what's going on? You're reaching forward, but you're pushing back. Right? That's an important thing. When you come up to balance, if you stop using the back leg, you're going to be like wobbling all over the place. But if you continue to reach forward and reach back through your leg, you'll be in sync. Let's try it. Pivot up onto your back toes, push off the toes, and then come up into warrior three. Arms are reaching forward. Keep reaching forward, keep reaching back. You've got it. And then feet come together, reach for the sky. Awesome. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Bend your knees, chair pose. I like it. You guys okay? Come to standing. This time stretch back a little bit. And then bring your hands right to your heart. Nicely done. Arms reach. Then take both arms out to the sides. We're going to take the right arm under the left. Cross as high as you can with those arms. That's why we do it from here. We cross as high as we can, and then the forearms cross and the palms cross. What happened to our music? Oh, there it is. It's there. Okay. All right. Pay attention for a moment. This is like a tangled up kind of place, right? And your hands don't have to touch each other. The back of your hands can easily be pressing toward each other. So we can cross high on the arms and then just bring the forearms and the back of the hands toward each other. If you're able to slip your right hand in front of your left, try to turn your thumbs into the middle. Good. Keep both feet on the ground. Start lifting your elbows a little bit higher. Dropping your shoulder blades down and moving your hands a little bit away from your face. Take one good deep breath, feel it, let your body remember. And then exhale, release, and let it go. Take a big sweep all the way up to the sky. Open your arms out wide like wings, and then try it on the other side, left under right. Cross as high on the arms as you can. Cross the elbows, the forearms. The palms can be, the back of the hands can be touching, or the palms can be touching. It's all good. If you're starting to feel tangled up, I can see it in your faces. I want you to let's start to like just nuance this pose. Okay? Lift your elbows a little higher. Relax your shoulders down. Move your hands a little bit away from your face. And then give yourself a moment to remember. You should feel breath between your shoulder blades. You should feel the space that's being created. When you're ready, you can release your hands, let them sweep all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Walking the hands back, that's it. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone and your chin, and roll up slowly, very, very gently. Feel the core work. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands come to your hips. I want you to soften your knees now. Soften your knees, and then lift that right knee up to the chest. That right knee comes high, the left knee bends low. Now I want you to cross really high on the inner thighs and then just tap your toes to the ground on the left side. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Come on down. That's it. And then come on up, uncross. Take it to the other side. Nicely done. Let's try it again. Soften your knees. Lift the left leg. Left comes as high as possible. Bend deep into the right one. Get low. That's it. We're going to cross as high as we can on the inner thighs and then get so low that you can touch your toes down. Ooh, sit a little deeper. And then with some grace, come on up, uncross, and touch down. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's walk it out to plank and lower on the exhalation. Body is starting to wake up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps up. Please stay on your left toes. We call it high crescent lunge. Step forward and then rise up. You're balancing on the toes of the back foot. I like it. Now, open your arms like wings. Take your left arm under your right. Give me those eagle arms. Elbows lift, shoulders relax. Hands move a little bit away from the face. Now fold halfway, just like we did before. Pull in the belly, push off the back toes, come to balance on one leg. You've got this. Stay active in the back leg. And then very slowly come to standing. Right knee comes to the belly. Oh, do I have the wrong leg? I have the wrong leg. Left leg comes to the belly. All right. Now, soften the standing leg, just like we've been doing. Cross high on the inner thighs. You can touch your toes to the ground, or you could wrap your foot around your calf. That's it. Let's all sit down a little lower. Yep, I know you feel tangled up. Life can do that. Make sure you're breathing. Now fold halfway, elbows to the knees. Eyes go way out past your fingers. See if you can get your hips square. And then slowly come on up. Keep your arms, untangle your legs, put both feet on the ground, and give me a little bit of a back bend. Lift from the elbows, lift from the heart. And then gently release it. Let your arms go. Give them full circle. Reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Beautifully done. Come halfway up on the inhale. Step it back to plank and lower on the exhale. Move gently and gracefully through your practice. Remember what you're carrying forward. When you get to down dog, take a moment to remember what it is that you want to cultivate right here, right now, in this moment. Not what happened in the past, but what's right here in this moment. See if we can be really clear about that and bring it into your work on the other side. Left foot steps up, stay on your right toes, high crescent lunge. I love it. Open your arms like wings. Right arm goes under left. Back of the hands can touch, or the hands can interlace, palm to palm. We lift the elbows. We relax the shoulders. We move the hands a little away from the face. The thumbs might even dial into the midline. And then we fold halfway. Go ahead, fold halfway, and then push off of your toes. Come to balance on one leg. Stay active in that back leg. We push off. We keep it lifted up behind us. So good, everybody. And then go ahead, come to standing. Pull the knee to the belly. Now, the left leg has to bend. You gotta get low. Cross high on the inner thighs. Maybe you tap your toes to the floor on the left or wrap your foot around your calf. Either way, it's perfect. See if you can square the hips. That means right hip back, left hip forward. Just mindfulness, yes. And then fold halfway. You've got this. Eyes go past your fingers. Feel it. Now we're going to keep the arms, but we're going to come up slowly. Untangle your legs. Plant both feet on the ground and give me a little back bend. Let the hips open up in the front. Let the heart lift. Lead with your elbows. And then let it go. The arms come down. They come full circle now. Reach up high. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Pause. Check in with how you feel. Is there any part of your body that is not awake in this moment? Your shoulders, your neck, your hips, right? Your core, your legs, your feet, the palms of your hands. Here we are in our bodies, full of prana. The energy dances. Yoga makes us feel alive. It's been doing it for thousands of years. That is why it has sustained the test of time. What are we cultivating right now in this moment? Maybe just a vibrancy for life. It's not up to me to decide. I want you to get clear. Once you know, I want you to take a vinyasa and express it through your movement. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Do it like it was a prayer or a statement, a declaration. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, go to plank and lower. All on the same exhale, moving and breathing, transforming the energy. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale back into downward facing dog. So good, everyone. Right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. Rise for high crescent lunge. I want you to reach up to the sky and then turn open to the left for warrior two. You should have a really nice long stance here. Be generous. You've got a whole long mat there. Don't be afraid to use your space. The right foot is pointing to the front of your mat. Your left foot is turned out. Now, your whole body should face sideways. Yes, I want you to feel it. And it's not going to be perfect, but you're working toward opening. That's all. The poses help us create space. Tailbone draws down, not under. And we get really long in the front body. That's it. Extend as long as you can out of both of your arms and then sink into the pose a little deeper. Both arms are working. We're reaching all the way to our fingertips. I like it. I think you can go in a little lower. Maybe not everyone. Some of us are already low in there. We might not want to exploit, but we want to explore. Now, from there, reverse the warrior. Left arm down, right arm up to the sky. Feel your side body come alive. Gazing upward. As all that energy moves up, bend that front knee. Come back down into the pose. Bend that front knee. Yes! And then return to warrior two. I like it. Let's straighten the front leg. Reach both arms up to the sky. Turn your right toes in, your left toes out. Give me warrior two on the other side. Pay attention to the actions in your left leg this time. Feel what's happening. We haven't really done any opening of the hips in an external rotation. So what's happening now is a different action in your left hip. The left knee turns out wide. That left sit bone tries to turn under. We try to make the bones be in relationship with each other. That's it. Get really tall through your body. Reach out like you mean it through your fingers. Hold your head up high and breathe. Now, I know you can go in just a little bit. Take it down. As that front knee bends, don't lose the weight on the back foot. Now, reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Make it feel beautiful. We're reaching for the sky. That side body stretch feels so good. That's it. As you reach high, don't forget to bend the front knee. Sometimes we come out of the pose by accident. That's it. Return to warrior two. Straighten that left leg, both arms to the sky. Turn your left toes in and bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, extend just a little bit. It's a baby back bend. And then exhale, forward fold. Right there. Release your hands down. I want your feet a little bit pigeon-toed here. So toes are in and heels are out. Just a little bit. I know that's just a little adjustment, but it's going to matter in a moment. Now, keep your fingertips on the floor. Start to lift your chest just a little bit. And then bend your right knee. What you should feel is some stretch on the inseam of your left leg. You guys feel that? Yeah. You don't have to go very deep to feel it. Breathe. Once you feel like you've gotten a little stretch in the inside of your left leg, go ahead, switch to the other side. Try not to go so deep that you lose the foot. I think sometimes when I don't go so deep, I feel it more. Butt sticks back a little bit, chest lengthens forward a little bit. Your hands are supporting you. Good, now come back to center. We're gonna do no hands, hands to heart center. Keep the belly in, keep the core engaged. Start bending the right knee. Feel the inside of your left leg. Much better. Take another breath. And then bring it back to center and switch. Hands at the heart the whole time. Lift your chest. You should be gazing out in front of you, not behind you. That's so good. And then bring it back to center. Hands come to your hips with a very flat back. Lift the head first and come all the way to standing. Very good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands back to your hips. This time, turn your toes out. The heels come in, the toes go out. Double warrior. Yep. It's called the goddess pose. Yep. The goddess Kali. Kali Ma. She's a powerful mother goddess. Yeah? Fierce. Right? That's it. That's it. Open your hands. Bend your elbows. Put a big smile on your face. I like it. Now, draw the elbows back just a touch. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze. And then sit down a little lower. You've got this. You don't want a back bend here. You want your spine straight, just the elbows back. So you feel the upper back squeeze. How you doing? You guys okay? All right, right arm under left, eagle arms. Beautifully done. Elbows lift, shoulders relax, hands away from your face. Sit in just a little more because you can. And then push into your feet. Come on up, everyone. Release your arms, let them sweep down and then up. And then put them back on your hips. Are you ready for the other side? Goddess arms. Bend those knees, bend those elbows. 90 degrees everywhere you can create it. Try to pull the upper arms and the hands back behind you. Yes. Feel the upper back squeeze. Tailbone draws down. There's a tendency when the tailbone sticks out, the groin softens. So your body is really smart. It's going to try to get you out of the stretch. It's going to try to stick the booty out so you don't have to stretch so far. So draw the tailbone down. Get the groins to lengthen, right? Sit in there a little deeper and then come left under right. Eagle arms. I love this pose because it confuses you. Am I opening? Am I closing? What's happening? My upper body is squeezing tight. My lower body is opening wide. It means your brain has to think. You have to integrate all of it. Go ahead, sit a little deeper. Lift your elbows, hands away from the face. Feel it all, and then let it go. Straighten your legs, reach your arms up. Let's turn our toes forward as we bring our hands to our hips. Not forward, just in. Just in, yeah. Right there. Inhale, extend, stretch back. And then forward fold. Let your hands come down to the floor. Good. Walk your hands to the front of your mat and let your feet turn with you. You'll find yourself in a lunge with the right foot forward. Hold right there, take a breath, and then step back to plank and lower. So good. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Time is it. All right, this is so perfect. How are you feeling? Good. Okay, we got a little woo, a little great, a little, I couldn't hear anything from the back. Okay, let's step the right foot forward. This time, really softly put your left knee down. That was a gift. Yeah. Now, I want you to walk your right foot over to the left side of the mat and come into pigeon pose. We're touching it all today, my friends. We're going to come down so the shin goes across the mat. And I want you to rest on your forearms. So the left leg is all the way behind you. And you can do this on your back. If you have a cast on your foot and you don't think you can make that happen, lay on your back, cross the ankle over, and you'll get the same action. Yep, there you go. There's always a way. I'm sorry to say my teacher training ended last weekend, so I won't have as many assistants coming out. I'll begin to beg soon because the crowds are going to get bigger as the weather gets better. But they might be more willing to come when the weather's pretty nice too. Now, some of you are sitting kind of heavy on the right side. Do you think you can get your weight more centered? Go back to the work we did in the lunges, where we had to bring the right hip back, the left hip forward. Feel you pulling your legs into your hip sockets, a little bit of integration. I want you to feel the squeeze. I want you to feel the outer hip muscles squeezing. And we're going to charge it. I want you to feel energy charging. It's like you're not stretching, you're engaging. And I want you to do it for 2 more breaths. So we're just simply pulling the legs into the hip sockets. Take your last breath now, and then as you exhale, let all that squeezing go. Really feel it let go. The charge and the release. It's moments like this where we have to really pay attention to what happens in that charge and that release. Whatever we're thinking about has our energy, has our attention, right? So whatever we're charging is going to grow. And when we release it, we're letting that out into the world. Think about that. I want to charge up more love. I want to charge up more peace. I want to charge up more compassion. I want to find all of those things that exist within me. I want to charge those things, and I want to release that out into the world. We spend a lot of time trying to charge up our frustration and get rid of it, right? Our anger and get rid of it. But then all we're doing is amplifying that and putting more of it out into the world. We're human. We have every emotion. Maybe we can amplify the ones that will serve humanity. Maybe we can allow the practice to really work the magic that it's meant to help us find our way home to the best of ourselves, the essence of ourselves. So in these quiet moments, in this pose, just think about it. What exists within you? Right now, this pose, even at ease, is still charging. We're going to walk our hands right in under our chests. Start tucking the left toes under. And when you take that right leg up and back behind you and you feel the pose just discharge the energy, think about what it is you could put out into the world. What is it that we cultivate with our yoga? What is it that we're doing? What are we creating? Right here in this moment. You can leave it up there if it feels good, or you could put it back on the mat and paddle your feet. Just moving through your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips. It's like you're walking in place, walking the dog. And you can stay right there for a breath or two. You can move through a vinyasa. It's up to you. And we're going to come into pigeon on the other side. So you can come forward to plank and lower, or you could just step your left foot forward. Take what you need. Yeah. Once the left foot comes forward, drop the right knee down. Wiggle that left foot over to the right so the shin comes across the mat. And the closer your heel is to you, the less danger there is for the hip, the knee, the ankle, right? We want to make sure we're serving the joints in a way that feels balanced and integrated. And then I want you to come down onto your forearms, and don't get soft here. Elbows right under the shoulders. Keep the chest lifted. Keep your head lifted. We're going to spend the first few moments really charging. So the core is engaged. The belly is to the spine. The legs are pulling into the hip sockets. It's just like we did in that first lunge. I want you to feel the integration. You can push a little bit into your left shin. You can press into the top of your right foot. Pull the legs into the hip sockets. The hips begin to square. All the muscles really hugging. You feel the support around the shape of the pose. Belly to the spine. We're going to create a little heat doing this. Take 2 more breaths. And then on that last exhalation, that's where you let the charge go. That's it. What is it that you release? What is it that we're doing with our yoga? See how much you can soften. Our yoga teaches us about finding the hard and the soft, keeping them in sync. And so we carry in thousands of years of tradition being handed down verbally from one generation to the next. We step onto our mats and we cultivate something meaningful for ourselves. Let's take one more breath here. And then think about it. Before you get ready to discharge this pose, what is it that you've been cultivating? What is it that you're going to send out and release out into the world? Let's walk our hands right in under our shoulders. Oh, tuck the right toes, and as you lift that left leg up behind you, just make a sound. Let it out. Release it fully, verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally. Let it go. Think about what we need more of. Not what we want to diminish, but what do we want to grow? And then that foot can come down. You can paddle your feet. You can walk the dog. Yes, love. The world needs more love. I believe this practice actually cultivates a ton of love. Self-love, love for each other, love for community, humanity, the earth. Let's push back, inhale, and then all together take one last slow vinyasa. Come forward into plank. Take it down onto your belly. Do it with some ease. Inhale, cobra pose, heart wide open, fully supported. Exhale, take it back to down dog, and then find your way to seated. That's it. Sitting in a simple cross-leg position, any seat that's comfortable for you. Close your eyes if it feels okay with you. If you feel safe in this space and you can, just take this moment and go inward. Put your left hand on your chest. Put your right hand over your left hand. Don't let the weight of your hands bring you down. Use your hands to lift yourself up. Imagine that we have the tools to lift ourselves up. We do. This practice teaches us everything we need to know about how to keep our hearts open, keep our bodies healthy, quiet our minds, shift to productive thinking, be agents of change, and amplify what's good in ourselves and bring it out into the world. I can't think of anything more profound, anything more important. Be in that for a moment. Yoga is not something that we do. Yoga is something that we are. It's something we get to be. I want you to take a really nice deep breath in. As you exhale, release your hands. Let's take them all the way up to the sky as if that were an offering. Lift your heart, lift the corners of your lips, lift your eyes, offer it up. And then in your own way, with some grace and some strength, let's all come down onto our backs. Bring the arms down, bring your body down. Just go ahead, let yourself down. Use your core, use your hands for support. Don't just plop. Plopping is not part of yoga. That's it. Our bodies become more efficient at manipulating our own body weight, and we actually start to move with grace. Bend your knees, please. Place the soles of your feet on the mat. Keep your arms by your sides. And then come on up into bridge pose. There's a definite action of pushing down that helps you rise up. You've got to use your feet, the whole foot. Drive the foot down, and as the foot goes down, the hips rise. Now grab the edges of your mat. Just go ahead and grab the outside edges of your mat. Literally grab it. Yep. And then use that squeeze of your hands to help you draw your shoulder blades in. As you push down through the arms and the shoulders, lift your chest higher. Take one more breath right there. And then release the squeeze on your mat. Start to guide your spine down one vertebra at a time. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Nicely done. Right knee is going to draw to the belly. Give it a little squeeze as you extend your left leg all the way down. And then go ahead and switch sides. As you pull one in and extend the other one out, make sure your lower back stays flat. And then draw both knees in at the same time. See if you can cross the right over the left. Sometimes on your back you can get, it's knee over knee. The inner thighs cross tight and high. And then you might be able to get the right foot to wrap around your left calf. Sometimes on your back that little bind happens a little easier. Open your arms out like wings. And then take right arm under left. Give me the eagle again. Now stretch the elbows and the knees a little bit away from each other. Feel what happens. The back comes off the mat. You feel that? We do not want the back to come off the mat. I want you to press your lower back down and then squeeze your elbows and your knees toward each other. You could even lift your tailbone and your head. Lift your head. And we're going to hold. We're not going to keep moving in and out. We're just going to squeeze. We're just going to squeeze and contract and charge, right? Think about now, before you charge it up, what is it that you are amplifying? What is it in you? What exists within you that you want to bring forth? There is something in you. There's love in there. There's patience in there. There's intelligence in there. There's wisdom in there. See what it is. Put your focus there. Charge one more time. Give me a squeeze. And then go ahead. Open up your arms. And then take both legs over to the left for a gentle twist. If you need to untangle your feet or your knees, feel free to do so. Here's the discharge. Try not to squeeze. Knees went to the left side. Yep. Something happened. One of you went, then you all went. That's it. Now, before you come up, I want you to untangle and uncross the legs. I want you to actually feel at least one breath in the softness. And then guide yourself back to center. Wrap your arms around your knees, give yourself a little squeeze. And then place your feet back on the mat. Push down to rise up for bridge pose. Go ahead, feel free to grab the edges of your mat. Get a good grip on the edges of your mat. And feel that action. We push down to rise up. Your feet are hip distance apart. Yep. Feel the most beautiful and full expression of the front body open. And then take it down slowly, one vertebra at a time. As you come down, go ahead, lift the right knee up and in. Give it a squeeze. Extend your left leg down. A little push, a little pull, lower back into the floor. And then switch. Left knee in, right leg out, lower back flat. And then both knees draw in. You know what's coming. Left over right. Try to create that eagle shape. You can wrap as much or as little as you want to. Left goes under right with the arms. It's a lot easier to do in the air than it is to do on the ground. You have more flexibility, more mobility, and you're not worrying about stability. Now, if they move away from each other, you'll feel the back rise. Think about it, hands away from face, everything you know about this pose, and then draw it in. Like when you folded halfway, you brought your elbows to your knees. Yep, squeeze. Knees to elbows, elbows to knees. Feel it. Your ribs come closer to your hips come closer to your ribs. Your back presses down. You are strong. Now, what is it that is amplifying? What is it in you? Is it strength? Is it grace? Is it imagination? Creativity? Take one more breath. Squeeze just a little more. And then release your head, open your arms, take a twist over to the right side. If keeping it all wrapped up feels like too much on your lower back, just untangle the ankle, maybe uncross the knee. Do what feels right for you. The arms are open wide, out like a T. Let go of your arms. Yes. Feel the freedom across your chest. Feel your breath running free. And now it's really important. I want you to uncross everything and take at least one breath before you return to center. Let yourself feel the softness. And then gently roll it right to the middle of your mat. Release your legs. They come down slowly to the floor. Arms out by your sides, palms facing up. And we find our way right into our final resting pose. Let everything simmer. Let it quiet down. There came a moment in each and every one of our lives where we decided to seek out this practice, where we trusted someone who sent us down this path or brought us to our first class. Something keeps you coming back. It's the same thing that has sustained this practice over the ages, over all of this time. Today we stepped on our mats and we created something really purposeful. Sometimes it's something really simple. And as you start to awaken, I want you to think about how you're going to come up to seated. Can you carry forth your practice even into this first transition? As you begin to breathe and move, can you respect and honor the practice and yourself? One breath at a time, one movement at a time, we come up and into a seated pose. And so hands come to the heart, and we'll seal our practice together with the sacred sound of Om. It's an A-U-M, A-U-M. It comes from deep inside us. It rises up. It moves our energy. It raises our vibration. So let's, with everything that we are, with everything that we just cultivated, everything we brought in, everything we cultivated in this moment, and now everything that we want to carry forth, let's do it right here with this sound. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hi. Om Peace, Peace, perfect peace. May each and every one of us remember and honor the gifts of this practice. May we realize, maybe even with a sense of responsibility, that we are the ones that are carrying it forward. We will be the ones that sustain this beautiful art and make sure that it stays for the next generation. And so we carry forward, we step on our mats and we cultivate with the best of intentions. And now, my friends, the work really begins. Now we step off the mats and into the world. Think about how you can put this yoga to work. Think about how you can put this yoga to work. Thank you so, so much for being here today, for sharing this practice, for being one of the many that are all over this planet right now, practicing with us and everywhere else, continuing on this beautiful, beautiful gift to humanity. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. I do. I feel you all. Even when you hide in the back corners, I see you. I get up on top of the walls. I would go on this wall too, but the speakers make me, you know. I do. I see you. I feel you. Mwah. Why are you hiding in the back? Come give me a hug. All right, so as always, the clipboards are probably being passed around. They're probably somewhere out in the park. Please bring them forward and center. It's really nice when you guys come in. The city asks us to please sign in on the waiver forms. It's supposed to happen before we begin, but not everybody gets on those sheets. So if you would, please come forward and sign in. I have passes for the studio. I am Leslie Glickman from Yoga Journey. My studio is in the Wyndham Hotel. There's a really important and special event going on today at the hotel. We have rented the ballroom, and it's called Yoga for B. B was a most beautiful young lady, 17 years old, who lost her life to suicide. And it is a very dear friend of mine. It was her daughter. And this year, it's been every year since she passed, that we have been doing this event to bring awareness to the epidemic of teenage suicide. Suicide Awareness Month is happening this month, September, and it's really, really important that we start to normalize the conversation, that we don't all go, when we hear that we actually can talk about it, that we can make it part of a normal conversation, that we can realize that there are resources and that the people who are feeling desperately scared and depressed and alone, that they know that there are resources and they're not going to be afraid to ask, because the shame will be wiped away because we can just talk about it. So we're going to do yoga today. The event's from 1 to 3. There'll be amazing speakers. I'm going to lead the practice. We'll have a beautiful meditation. So if you want to come out, there'll be vendors there as well. If you want to just buy products, everything from the day goes to support resources in our high schools for the kids who have been traumatized, for kids that are struggling right now with the pressures of the world. We're going to continue to create resources for them locally, and as the organization grows, we hope to create those resources further out from our community. So many have been touched. If you feel a need to come and support, show up. I know you might not want to practice again, but you could come and support. You could shop at the vendors and be there to hear the speakers and just sit through the practice and be part of the community. In the ballroom at the Wyndham Hotel on Glades and 95, that's the home of my studio. You would park around the back where the event center is on the Military Trail side, and then from there, you'd come up the steps, and the ballroom is on the 2nd floor. So I would love to see you there. There's so much amazing work being done in our community. It's important that we step up and support. Yeah. And then everything else, too. Anatomy workshops, retreats in November, passes to the studio, yoga nidra training. Coming up in October. There's so much happening. Come see me, whatever it is that if you have questions about. I would love to share the information with you. Yes, here's a pass and a schedule. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep, take that.
I'm sorry, what time was the event tonight?
1 to 3. Hi. So nice to see you. See, you can't hide in the back.
You caught me.
Well, but you waved, so it's so nice.
What time is this afternoon?
This afternoon is from 1 to 3.
Okay, in the grand ballroom.
In the ballroom, yes. It's on the event center side, right upstairs from the farmer's table.
Great.
Yeah. You're welcome. Hi, how are you? Let me take this off so I can actually talk. That's my retreat in November. Retreat spaces are still available in November. It's 5 days, women's only. It's called Awakened Woman. We're going to be doing some deep work about just reconciling the roles that we have. We got to heal the wounds of generations. We've got to really fix the perceptions that the media are putting out. It's so hard to be a woman today. I mean, it's hard to be anybody today, but I don't want to continue to carry forth the shadows of the past into the future generations of women. We want our young ladies to grow up feeling beautiful and powerful and capable, right? And equal, right? So we have some deep work to do. Us, our generation, we have deep work to do so we don't carry it forward. Self-love, body image, blah, 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 right? All of that. It's not a joke. I just hosted somebody who did it in my studio for a weekend. It was called